Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Kamen. Albert, we always do a show this time of year. We call it our bowl special. What we want to do is look at 15 or so bowls, get an idea, share with our viewers some thoughts we have, but we have to start with the basic tenet. You must find out who's playing. I remember last year, Georgia's playing Cincinnati, and I'm looking, I'm like, then I hear this guy's not playing, that guy's, Mississippi's playing Indiana. The top four receivers aren't. You have to know that. Oh, the biggest one was San Jose.
Yeah,
I told you, I had a favorite team last year. Yeah. They were sleepers, and baby, they were good. And I'm looking. I put the TV.
You know what's interesting? You didn't know that either.
No.
I mean, you didn't know they were out.
No.
Like you're telling me San Jose was going to.
I put the TV on, and I'm like, where's that 88 at? Where? And Ball State gave them a thrashing.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. You have to know who's playing. And then now, coaching. Does a coach have half a foot out the door? In other words, there's Al. Al found out I got fired.
Right.
No, he's got a wife and a family. He's going to help get ready for this bowl, but he's also sharpening that resume up.
Yes.
Because guess what? Next week, he's out of work.
One thing that happened this year, a lot of coaches changed early. So that is, but not the players.
No, it was intentional, coaches, because they want to recruit.
Because the recruiting part, because the signing thing is this Wednesday.
They're going to move that back, by the way. That's coming.
We're talking a lot about it. But the Bulls are very different these days.
Yeah.
In the old days, one of the old days, George and I, we knew who was playing. Everybody was playing.
Absolutely.
Now it could be somebody who's drafted in the first round or somebody drafted in the sixth round. They are not playing, and they're told by their agents not to play. They're told to get an insurance policy if you do play. It is crazy, the things we're going through right now.
The classic example is Kenny Pickett. Mm-hmm. First of all, he's going to sign for $20 million. Mm-hmm. Secondly, that team without him, Michigan State will be by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and there's not even a game if he doesn't play. No. They surround him.
Now, you have something interesting here, and it's very hard to gauge who wants to be there. Now, you can say that, but I'm saying to you.
We talk about it all the time.
How do we know?
We don't. Usually it's an SEC team that was highly rated and ends up being put in a bowl that against.
We're going to beef O'Brady.
Yeah, they don't want to be. Usually, or a Big Ten school. It's one of those two teams usually. Yeah. Two conferences that think they're up like this.
Yeah.
And they get put.
And the antithesis is the Mountain West. They're ready to. They're like a bull seeing that red.
Those conferences.
They're coming.
Right. Those conferences love.
Absolutely.
To go play, right.
And then they look at their record. They'll go 3-1, 4-1. Someone say, well, they're there to win. Let's talk. Once again, it starts December 17th. It's not that far away. Coastal Carolina and Illinois and Northern Illinois. But here's the key: the game's in the Bahamas. Now I know I'd rather be in the Bahamas than in Illinois Christmas week as far as the weather. But where's the girlfriend?
Yes.
Where's
with things we don't
the
talk
significant?
about. No question about
and
it.
some of these guys are married. They have children. Do they want to be away?
Right.
Because the finals are probably over by the 15th.
Yeah, in their minds, if they're playing a bowl game in Bahamas, it's over anyway. So we're not worrying about that. One of the things I mentioned earlier that we didn't mention, we passed over, George, was the best running teams seem to win in the bowl games.
Makes sense.
And because they're tougher and they're really good in the red zone. And Northern Illinois showed that against Kent State. They run the ball over and over. But Coastal Carolina can also run the ball. And so they're not playing somebody like Kent who's really soft. Whereas Coastal Carolina does both. They run and pass.
Coastal's quarterback was hurt early.
They're all back now.
Yeah, and
looks like they're all playing. By the way.
And I'll say this about him too: the backup came in. He's not the starter's really good, but the backup wasn't
not bad.
No,
not bad.
I remember they had a game this year that the over/under was like 70, and it ended in the 30s, but it was a deluge.
Was it a weather game?
You couldn't see the field.
Bahamas, I don't think we have to worry about that.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yes.
No. Coastal, as I said, that guy, there's something about his offense that's a little different. It's kind of like the weight guy.
The only guy does it in the country. Use the spread with an option game in it. And
yeah.
So people are trying to copy it. They have it down pat. Coastal's been very good for the last couple
Yeah,
of years.
Northern Illinois, I know what they want to do. They want to run it 60
Down your
times.
throat. Down your throat. That's what.
You know, over the years, I have to say, they've been very, very good to me.
Coastal or North
No,
Illinois?
North Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the years. Coastal's kind of a Johnny come lately.
Yeah, North Illinois. They've
Northern
had new
Illinois.
coaches there. They've had coaches move on to other jobs.
How about this? That
Yeah.
coach, that guy at
He
coach.
was a great player, great running back in North Illinois.
When you look at him, he don't look like
he's
a
having
running
it now.
back.
Yeah, he's
He
having it
looks
now.
like us.
Yeah.
He is definitely
He's having
offensive
He's
lineman.
big. He's got his food in him. He's
Yeah,
no question
absolutely.
about it. Yes.
Okay, Kent State and
Local
Wyoming.
team playing here. That's interesting.
Kent State, I loved them all year. That egg
And
in
they
the
did great.
championship game, I can't explain.
They
Can you
did great.
explain?
Well, the team ran it down their throat, and that's the story. They drew a bad opponent here, because that's what Wyoming does. Wyoming runs the ball down your throat.
Run the ball, run the
So
play
Kent's going to
clock
have
down.
to have possessions of scoring. You know, they can't
Don't
go.
waste this possession,
Like
you're
they did against
saying.
Northern. That's why they lost to Northern.
They first series, touchdown.
Right. Things like that can't happen.
Here, hey, offensive lineman. Al, I swear he was this far off.
Yeah, that can't happen
No.
because their defense is not made to stop teams.
No, they have to outscore them, right?
Yeah, and so Kent State's going to have to get their possessions because Wyoming's going to hold the ball. They might not hit 70-yard plays, but they're going to go 10-7, 3-7, 3.
And the fact that it's at Boise, I think favors Wyoming.
Oh,
They're
nice.
used to cold.
It would if it's cold weather.
Nasty.
And now Kent plays it cold too. I can't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But Wyoming probably plays a little colder.
Oh, absolutely. You got to look at stuff like a quarterback from Nevada. You look around. You know, this.
I really like the Kent State coach. I hope he gets another job because I think he's an excellent coach.
Okay.
He's took Kent State from nothing to really make
pretty
them something
quick.
special.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Nevada and Western Michigan. A lot of people are familiar with Western Michigan. I mean, they did something big. They probably cost Pitt a Final Four.
They did. That's why I put that game in there. It says there's no team that's been up and down like Western Michigan. Beat a Pitt team that's in the top 15 in the country, and then finish at the bottom of the MAC.
I didn't realize one day I was looking, and I said, Al, they finished last in their division. And they put 500. The Pitt game was it wasn't one of those where Pitt fumbled five times or the weather. Or they beat them.
Yeah, they did. Went up and down the field offensively. This game is the one you want to watch. You want to make sure that you look for Carson Strong. He's like Kenny Pickett. They're both going in really high in the draft. I'm thinking he's not going to play. I see no reason why he's going to play in this bowl. So please look at it. If not, Nevada's really good when he plays.
Does he remind you of the Bills quarterback?
Yeah, you just can't run like him, though.
Okay.
Allen's special because he can run.
Yeah.
This guy can throw it like Allen, but he can't run.
I know you like him.
No question about it. Yep.
Texas Tech, Mississippi State. You got the old coach.
Well, that's why that's interesting.
Versus the new. They
Nothing
do
like
that,
this.
huh?
This is so awesome.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Our boy Mike Leach, when he played at Texas Tech, would pull some upsets because he throws the ball over the field. And then he did some damage to some players, and they got mad at him, and they said, we don't want you around here anymore. And he goes off to Mississippi State. He goes up, and now he's making Mississippi State a really good program, coming on strong. And Texas Tech won late in the year, really played good late in the year, but they're not as good as they were when Leach was there. And now they're going to want to prove to Leach, this is why we let you go. And Leach is going to want to say to them.
This is Sonny Cumby.
Yes, he's a good coach. He's a good coach, too.
So
he was his former coach.
Here's what I would say, not knowing each team. I've seen Mississippi State play 4 times. I've probably seen Texas Tech play once.
Right.
Without knowing, I would say people underestimate the Mississippi State defense.
Yeah, good point. They are. They're way better. Way better. You think?
Way
they are.
better.
Both Mississippi and Mississippi State. Their defense is way better. You give them credit. Yeah. So when you look at Mississippi State, because they throw the ball every play, sometimes the defense is on the field quickly, and sometimes they're not. But he's not a defensive nice guy. The defensive coordinator. I'll say that because he's not thinking about running the football. Even when he's up 14 points,
no,
he's still throwing it. And so does Texas Tech.
How about this Fedway? How about the Fedway Bowl? We'll give it a quick look. Smoo in Virginia, new coach of Virginia.
He's coaching that game though. That's big. Right now, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm thinking that.
I'm
thinking that. I think that's really important that Virginia wants sending him out on a winning note. And
Mendenhall, he went there. He did. It's a tough job.
He's a really good coach.
It's a tough job. Mm-hmm. It points out how tough that job is. You know what surprised me more than anything? Here they were. By the way, the fact the quarterback was out made a huge difference. When Armstrong's in there,
oh my!
I saw them. The week after I saw them play it and he didn't. Then I saw him play it. I'm like, yike.
Yeah, those are the kind of things you have to know.
You have to.
That's Pitt. Pitt without Pickett. Well, Armstrong, when he's not playing for Virginia,
No, they're off.
is not even close, but he's playing. I'll say one thing. This has to be the over of all overs because both teams are going to try to score every time they get it. Yeah. Probably be a 75er, I'm thinking, but I just know they're going to be firing that ball over the field, both
Absolutely.
SMU and Virginia.
This might be one of the top 3 or 4 games. Oklahoma, Oregon.
It would have been if their players were playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anybody playing in this game. I'm hearing 7 from both teams are not playing. And if that's true, you're going to have to find out who's playing and not playing because they don't want to be. On paper, Oregon and Oklahoma, what a game it would have been.
Stepping in for the bowl?
Yes,
is he
think about that, too.
And then,
yes.
if I'm Oregon and Cristobal takes the Miami job, I change the locks.
Yeah,
no. Would you say?
He had been looking for that job.
What did Bo Schembechler say? I want a Michigan man coaching Michigan. I don't want Cristobal near that field.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something?
No, that's just me.
Yeah, well, but he was looking. His family's back there. His mom and dad's back there. He played for them. No. This was
it was
dream job for him.
It was like
what
he was going to take.
But he wouldn't take it without the money. And then Miami come up with the money for it, and that made the occasion easily. But on paper, as George introduced this game, it would have been an exciting game to watch. I don't think it's going to be worthwhile now.
The kid from Oregon may go number 1 on defense.
He's out. Yeah, he's not playing. Yeah, he's not playing. No,
you know what? Boy, I hate to admit it. I've changed a little bit. When we first heard it, I was just nuts.
I remember
Are you kidding me?
I'm still
Come
nuts.
on, McCaffrey.
I'm still nuts.
Then I heard his teammates go, "We think he's."
I know.
I'm like,
that's the way the world
bless
is.
America. Purdue, Tennessee.
Another very good game. That's a great game.
Now,
playing in Tennessee, close to Tennessee, that's what's interesting about it.
Tennessee, the thing about them is they run as many plays as anyone in the country. They're going to run 100 plays.
They do it. They got it fast.
I remember, I was watching them play Kentucky, and all Kentucky had to do was stop them once to win the game.
It's hard to stop them.
This guy's going to, you know what I think? This is the guy from Central Florida.
Right, yeah.
I think he's going to get it going there.
Oh, so do I.
Because that style, and I think kids,
So do I think. It's a great place to recruit.
Wasn't it good for the first year?
Yes, I think they were.
I thought
they improved. Big improvement.
Okay. No, we agree.
Yeah.
I thought Pitt beat them early. I didn't think they'd beat them late, but I don't, it's just me.
And Purdue had a really good year, too.
Yeah, Purdue's
really good year.
And
Purdue was
number 4 is a
outstanding.
bad dude.
Yeah.
Purdue.
Bell's a great player. Yep, no question.
Here's one interesting one: Wake and A&M.
Yeah, I put this one in because it's an interesting game that the team that doesn't have a player that will start for A&M can beat them. Think about their style of play, how Wake Forest plays, causes people headaches. But Pitt might have the formula. Pitt had a pass rush on him, and then once they got the pass rush, he couldn't do anything. So if A&M has the defenders we think they do, this could be a tough game. So Wake's going to have to run the ball a little more.
You know what Jimbo wants to do? He wants to ground chuck him.
Yeah, he does.
In his own, not that he won't pass.
Right.
But I remember opening game this year, we like Kent, you and I, and they were starting out down at A&M, and we just both thought.
Bad place to start. They'll beat you up. No, SEC has those linemen. They have those gigantic offensive and defensive linemen that just keep coming and just keep coming and just keep coming.
Now, the Outback, Penn State and Arkansas. I've seen Arkansas 6, 7 times. I've seen Penn State 7, 8 times. Interesting ball game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The line tells you to pick the winner, and you have it. Arkansas has a good defense. Wants to run the football every play. Penn State has a defense that is good, and their offense stinks running the football. It's really interesting. Here we got Penn State losing to Illinois. We got Arkansas playing people tough, and then hiccup in their big games. This game really intrigues me because I don't know who's going to win, Pete.
What would you say the line would be?
Pick. I'm thinking it's going to be Pick.
Oh man, I like Arkansas then.
Okay.
That's just me.
It's going to be Pick.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. Or Penn State's going to be favored.
Oh boy.
Arkansas won't be favored.
I like Arkansas. Then.
Yeah.
How about Penn State's quarterback coming back for year 27?
I like that.
He's the first 4 year. Now remember, Joe would have never played a freshman at quarterback. I mean, that wouldn't even it. So it's recent, but they've never had a 4-year starter.
That's why when they say that, they don't tell you.
Yeah.
That this started. It's not like it's been around forever.
Well, these guys are coming in December. So they're 9 months
Yes.
in. He is not like this kid that went back to Texas. He went to Ohio State for the money.
New York kid, yes.
That's all. Hey, Iowa and Kentucky. That looks like a look-alike to me.
Yeah, it looks like Kentucky's better offensively and Iowa's better defensively. Iowa's really good defensively. Their offense really struggles. I don't know how Coach Ferentz does it at Iowa. They win games in their fashion, how they play.
Yeah.
And
how about what he used to play, Joe Paterno? 10-9.
Oh, for sure.
10-9.
They both play the same
12-7.
way.
10. Like, I remember one day the score was 3-2 or something. I'm watching the
Right.
game. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, so when you play Iowa and you're judging on a bathing suit contest, you always put them out. But, George, nobody wins more bowl games than Iowa. Iowa goes into bowl because that's what it is. Kentucky's watching the film thinking,
Yeah.
they're so vanilla. Until you line up.
Then they'll block a punt. Then they're up 14-3, and you're like, you know what?
That's the way they
we
play.
may win, but we're not covering.
That's the way they play. It's hard to beat them.
How many times have you on New Year's broken?
They've always played good teams on New Year's too, and they play them tough.
Oh no,
I was dangerous because on paper Kentucky looks better, but I never, very seldom do I take go against Iowa in the bowl.
Now the Texas Bowl, Kansas State and LSU.
Very interesting that one team has way more talent and doesn't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a Kansas State play all the way, isn't it?
They want to be there.
Yeah,
They
isn't
wanna
that
be
a
there.
Kansas State play all the way?
It's just the talent difference is so big.
Oh, the speed.
You understand the speed and size of LSU, but I know they don't want to be there though.
No, this is the one I'll say right now without knowing who's
they'll all
playing.
be there. Kansas State will all be in.
Yeah. No, they're all in.
Yeah, they'll all be there.
I heard Bill Snyder talking today, but he does not like this name, image, likeness, and all this.
He's like us.
He's
like
old
me.
school,
I mean, you're
yeah.
a little more changed.
But he is really upset with this.
He gets it. He gets
Hey,
it.
could that man coach him up?
The greatest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He
Here's
did
one.
the most with least.
Here's one.
did.
And remember now, we don't want to be whatever the word is, just beat it over the head. But you got to know if Pickett's playing. Pickett's playing. Michigan State has a bad pass defense.
Worst in the country, not just bad. Number one in the
if
country.
Pickett
against the
doesn't
pass.
play, it'll be like.
Yeah, and Pitt's defense isn't any good either. So they're going to have to make this over under really high if Pickett plays too, because it's going to be up and down the field.
And boy, is he good at improvisation.
It does everything well. He can throw it on the run. He can throw it from the pocket.
Yep,
he can get a first down with his legs.
Yep.
We've been brave.
How about they put a rule in for him?
I love what he
The
did.
fake
there.
slide.
He said he did. He said he didn't think about it. He just did it. He saw the people stop and he did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they have to put that rule in because everybody's going to be doing it.
Oh no!
They have to
I
put
would
that
have
rule
felt sorry for the first guy next year because someone was getting their head taken
Trying
off
to
in
take-
Pickett's
yeah,
name.
yeah. This-
You're gonna
do the
say
Pickett
thanks,
slide.
Kenny. That's like in baseball when they hit the next guy.
Yes.
Yeah. What do we? Al hit the homer. What are you hitting me for?
Right.
Oh, that just. Now here's one. Here's another. I think this game is going to be interesting. Notre Dame and Oklahoma State. Obviously,
that's a
ND
great
very
football
happy with the new coach, young man, 35.
Is he coaching this game or is somebody else coaching
No,
the
he's
game?
coaching.
Okay, he's coaching this game. Okay. Well, that'll help them because they'll be fired up. Notre Dame's really underrated, but so is Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State had a great year. I mean, just a great year.
Now, talk about that last game with Baylor. Did that guy miss that
Yeah, he
pylon?
did. Yeah, he did.
Have you? I don't know that I've ever seen one closer.
Yeah.
He might have shaved
That would have been
it.
really interesting to see who went in if he got there, them or Cincinnati. That would have been very,
Oh, yeah, I think Cincinnati have been left out because they're not a Power 5.
Yeah, I think
And that
so,
would have
too.
given them a
helped
title,
That helped
too.
Cincinnati a lot.
But let's talk about this game for a minute. Let's look at it. Oklahoma State, generally, you think, throw the ball over.
Right, not
this
this
year,
year.
they won with their defense.
Yeah. Spencer's their quarterback, and if they win this game, that means he didn't have errors. You know, Notre Dame's going to try to make Spencer make errors.
Mm-hmm.
When he does, like he did against Baylor, they lose. Their defense is that great that they keep in the game. They're great defensively.
You know, and let's say this about Notre Dame, too. You don't disrespect 11-1. But, man, oh, man, Southern Cal, Stanford, Navy, teams that are generally pretty good.
Yeah, they almost lost to Toledo, almost lost to Virginia Tech, but they really got better. So
Yeah,
I'll
they
say
did.
this.
No.
Notre Dame got better.
Absolutely.
They really improved.
They have a ton back.
Yeah, they really improved.
Hey, their safety's not playing.
Yeah, he's not playing. I know
He's
that's
top
right.
5 in the country.
Yeah, he is.
That guy on Pro Football Focus or something, he has a freaks list. He has him number 2.
Yeah, he is. He's different. Huge and can run.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good,
Here's
good
one.
combination.
This can't be about. In other words, just with the sunset alone,
The
Rose Bowl has to be a good game.
I like the two teams that got in there too. I think they made the right choices to get in there with regards to Ohio State and Utah. Utah hasn't been there forever, and they earned their way in. But the Rose Bowl went with Ohio State, and I'm glad they did. I thought they're still the best team there. And since Michigan couldn't go, they were the team.
The only way they weren't going was if Iowa, beat them.
Yes, that's a good point, George.
Because neither was.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that for a minute.
It's a good bowl. It's a really good bowl.
Well, the thing is, Utah haven't been there
ever.
Never.
Yes.
And they'll have a huge following. And I've watched them play this year maybe 7 times. Very, very good. I've seen them just bully ball Oregon to the point I felt sorry for Oregon.
Yeah, they did.
But don't think Ohio State can't.
Ohio State's so loaded. And Utah's never going to see. Utah couldn't stop BYU. That's what scares me. They couldn't stop BYU. I don't know how they're going to stop Ohio State. But Ohio State defense stinks. So Utah might be. Utah has a pro back. Thomas is a great back. They got pro linebacker Lloyd. They got 2 guys that are both pros.
In their defensive line, they always have
good.
A few of those Samoan
kids hair hanging out of the
that end
helmet.
up playing in the NFL for 15 years.
Yeah, they do. I love this game a lot. I really do. And do
you have a favorite
I like
in
Utah.
it?
I like Utah in the game. I think Utah's really underrated. Really underrated. I mean,
And how about that coach for steady?
Yes.
I told you that story.
Since they played that quarterback, started playing that quarterback. I don't know. Now that's where he made a mistake. I don't know what he was looking at
The guy left
either.
Monday morning too. That's how.
The quarterback. Is so
that's
much
how
better.
all in he was. The quarterback. They benched
Well, it's
him.
the same thing.
I was watching
Nobody's all
it. It was a San Diego State, a 2-point thing where you put the ball, and they didn't score, and San Diego State did. They had benched the kid. He left Monday.
Doesn't take long, does it?
God bless America. What do you think? How about Baylor Ole Miss? What do you say?
Baylor's and Mississippi's coaches are climbing the ladder, both of them, on what they did all year. If Corral's healthy, I'll take Mississippi. He has a long break. He should be healthy. But I get scared because Baylor defensively, they could hurt him in a second because they're so good rushing the passer. But I would take Mississippi just because they're in the SEC. They play those teams. Those teams are just loaded. To the
Lane Train.
The Lane Train will try to score.
You know what he has done, too? He was known as a little bit flighty and this, and left on the tarmac, all the jokes, leaves Tennessee in the middle of the night. I think he has rehabilitated
I sure
his
hope you're
image.
right, because I know he's a great coach, but he always makes personal decisions that are terrible.
Well, you should get off Twitter for
Miranda, how do you say his name?
Yeah.
The Bears coach?
Yeah.
Is the upper of all stock rising. He's the one. He's going to be able to name. If he has another great year with Baylor, he'll name his great school. He turned down some of the jobs that he said he loved Baylor that much. His family loves Baylor that much.
He had a bad moment when he was crushing Oklahoma State, and he went for it in his own 30. Mm-hmm. He had
probably would want to redo that one, right?
Yeah, I think he would. Okay, the 2 big ones.
Yeah, these are the playoff games.
Let's talk about
Everybody's falling out. That's a sad thing to say that, though, because I'm a Bull person, and I grew up with the Bulls, and I love Bulls. People don't even care about them anymore. They just want to see the playoff. They just want to know those 4 teams that are playing, and the first was Michigan, Georgia, and that you got two dynamite teams. At least they should be there.
Let's talk about this
great.
though. Going into 2 weeks ago, no one has a chance. You can't get a first down. No one can.
Everybody said
they're going to kill Alabama.
Yeah.
This is the first time. There's no chance.
Right.
Nobody gets any yards. Mm-hmm. Someone forgot to tell Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama has that quarterback. He made plays all over the field that day, and that's how he won the Heisman. Michigan's quarterback is not that kind of player. He plays by the vest, does things the way Coach Harbaugh wants him to do it. No interceptions, play management style. Michigan's offensive line has proved to be the best in the country this year, but they face nobody like Georgia. And as George said, it's one of my favorite bowl games. I like Georgia that much because going into the Alabama game, everybody, I say some, everybody in the country had, well, there's one team way better than everybody else.
And then there's
and there's everybody else coming through.
They were so wrong.
Now all of a sudden they're saying Georgia's not any good.
That's not right either.
Yeah, I have a hard time looking at Georgia's personnel.
Yeah.
And thinking that they're not very good.
Probably got 8
they played
pros.
Alabama. They understand who Alabama is.
Yeah,
Oh my God! When Alabama is ready for a game, and they they were getting made fun of going to this game. Don't make fun of Alabama. They said they have no chance against Georgia.
No. Georgia's too good. Their lines are too good. They'll shut them out, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so you don't do that to Alabama ever. Michigan has a great line. They're tough as can be. We're going to find out how tough they are because they're going to be blocking guys that are playing on
Let's
Sunday.
talk about Michigan. Let's flip the switch. We've talked about Georgia. Let's talk about Michigan.
Got the best player in the country playing on the team.
Let me tell you about that defensive end. You're going to
Hutchinson's unbelievable.
Hutchinson, want a great.
He should be the Heisman winner.
Let me
by the
give
way.
you a great story on Hutchinson. You'll like this. He broke a lot of his dad's records. His dad went on and became a baby doctor and delivered them.
Wow. What a great story.
How about that?
Well, that's a great story.
But the thing is with Michigan,
he was a big boy coming out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Tell you what I didn't like about Michigan, you know, with Harbaugh especially. With about 2:47 left,
You'll never forget that one. I didn't like it
he
either.
was running to the line of scrimmage, throwing the. Now, if he scores running it, that's on Iowa.
Right.
He was running to the line of scrimmage, trying to pound one more touchdown on up 35-3.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that. No question. So they were in anyway. 35-3 he was getting into playoffs. So I have no idea why that was so important to him. No. But it was. And
What's your story? Isn't that what he said? Carol goes, what's your story? He goes, what's your story?
Yes.
I mean, come on. Have some. And two, Kirk Ferentz, a gentleman.
Yes.
He wouldn't need it.
No, he didn't need that.
He wouldn't need it.
Yes.
All right, the big boy, the I call it the granddaddy, even though it's not the Rose Bowl. Alabama, Cincinnati. Everyone thinking Alabama killed Georgia. That's just going to push the line up.
Yeah, and what you look at is the overall season, Alabama struggled in some games. They really struggled in some games.
Mississippi, Arkansas.
And A&M got them.
A&M got them.
It's just that Cincinnati's, just schedule was so bad. I mean, in Notre Dame.
Yeah, they took Indiana thinking it would be good. Indiana went 2-10.
And Notre Dame does not have a lot of players that can play for Alabama.
No.
I know they're really good, but they're not.
No.
Cincinnati's going to line it up against. Thinking, what are these guys over on the other side?
Let's talk about Cincinnati first, then we'll do Alabama. They're easy to do. Cincinnati, 16 5- and 6-year players.
Yeah, that's why they're good.
How about the defense?
Great defense.
Yeah, fast.
Great secondary.
Fast.
Great secondary.
Two good corners.
Yeah, best corner. Kobe Bryant, best corner in the country.
Okay, I've heard him interviewed. Very impressive.
Uh-huh. Yep, they have all the ingredients.
How about the little guy we don't have a chance thing?
They'll be calling that court. They'll be calling that card too.
Okay. How long does it last?
One play.
Till you get
We're going to find out if they're good enough.
Okay.
And no one knows that for sure because of their schedule.
Can I say
they may be?
I think they are.
Okay, if they were good enough, then that's an easy play because they're going to have 2 touchdowns by game.
Yeah, that FanDuel.
This could be 2 touchdowns.
My
by game
first look would be the first half.
Gotcha.
Before they get,
Gotcha.
the depth in the roster and such catches. That's what I think. Now, Alabama, here's the thing. Struggle with Florida, as you say. Struggle with LSU. Got beat by A&M. But they have pros all over. People, don't forget this. They have professionals all from the line to the wideouts to the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what Alabama is. That's why they beat Georgia, and that's why they win the national championship every year. The scary thing in this playoff thing is Saban always has them playing their best. I mean, they never come into this game in the playoff. If you got to take Cincinnati thinking they're winning.
Okay.
Because Alabama does not take the
no, they're coming.
They're going to try to win by 50
there
points.
You go. Yeah. You heard it here. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.